Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Lee. What I'm going to do is spend a little time with you showing how you can take the information you researched and actually put it on the Google map. What you will need available is your Word document typed up about the research you've done and what we worked on. Remember, I told you to have that typed up on a separate document before you put it on the Google form. I'm going to minimize it right now so we can focus on the map. The link that you should have clicked on should have sent you to this page. If not, all you need to do is click on My Places and find all the places we go, and it'll bring you to the spot. You can't do anything until you press these three icons here. What I'm doing my research on, or did it on, is Novi, Michigan. You can zoom in and out using this side right over here. Notice, here's Michigan. So I'm going to focus and bring it closer and zoom in. And I'm going to use the hand tool, which is highlighted right now, to move it around so I can get closer to where Novi, Michigan's at. Before you do this, you might want to make sure that you have an idea of where the place is that you've researched on. So you might want to browse around on Google Maps before you go to My Places. So I'm going to go and get closer and closer, even though it's on the place mark of Novi, Michigan, based on what Google has read my location is. Sometimes Google will automatically find your location through the internet of where you're at. Sometimes it won't. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my place mark and I'm going to click right over here. What I'm going to do with that place mark is I'm going to move it, and it's very temperamental, you have to be very careful when you move this, and find it right where I want to have it. I'm going to put it right around this location. If I want to go closer to see exactly where I put it on, I can do that. It's right near 12 Oaks Mall. I might want to move it a little bit closer over here. Now I know I put down on 12 Oaks Mall, but I really just wanted a place where to put my place mark. Basically, the description will be on Novi itself. Now, the editing portion. Once I click on that place mark, the first thing I want to do is go to Rich Text. Rich text will give me lots of choices in what I'm going to do next. The next step is I'm going to type in the city, Novi, Michigan. The next thing I want to do after that is change my icon. These are very boring icons, and remember, we want yours to show your personality, and so I told you to find the URL. If I click on Add an Icon, notice it's going to be looking for the address. That's why I had you do that before. So let's go to Google, and I'm going to go in Google Images, and I'm going to type in penguin, because that's Mrs. Lee's favorite animal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose this one. This is rather cute. I'm going to right click, and where it says copy image URL, I'm going to scroll down and click on that. So if I go back to Google Maps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Add an Icon and click right over here and right click. When I right click, I can paste it and click OK. Now you see where my icon showed up. That's going to be specific to me, so anytime you see that on our maps, you know that's one of the countries. Now the next step is very easy, especially if you typed it all up in a separate document. I'm going to pull up the Word document that I've already worked on separately. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click. Actually, I'm going to highlight all of this, and I'm going to right click and click on Copy. Now I'm going to go back to my map, and I'm going to go right in the space. Notice my cursor's right there, and I'm going to click paste, and automatically everything I typed up will be right on that page. Very easy. I did all the work already. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to add some pictures. To add a picture, it's very easy. Again, here is the icon I'm looking for because it says insert an image. Notice what happens when I say insert an image. Again, it's looking for an address. My descriptions on Novi, one of the things I wrote about was the shopping in Novi. So notice I have 12 Oaks Mall. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up an image, type it in, 12 Oaks Mall, Novi, and I'm going to look for an image. This is the original image that I really liked. So I'm going to click on this image. Again, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to see copy image URL. I'm going to click on that, and from there I go back to Google Maps, and wherever I want that image I have to put the cursor. I'm going to put it right after we talk about all the shopping and right before we talk about education. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to make sure there's some space and put the cursor there. Now I'm going to click on the insert image, and I'm going to right click because I copied the URL. It's on somewhere in the computer on the clipboard waiting to be pasted, and I'm going to paste it and click OK. So if I look right here, let's get rid of that. If I look right here, there it is. You'll see it right over there, the picture of 12 Oaks Mall. Now I'd like all of you to try at least to put 2 pictures in there. So what I'm going to look for another picture, and I'm just going to put one for Novi, Michigan, and see what I come up with. Here's a really nice picture that I might want to put. I really don't want to put a map because we're actually in a map we're actually doing all our work on the map, but there's a couple choices. I have the Novi welcomes you, or Novi welcomes you right over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again click on that, right click it, and I'm going to copy the image URL. That address is put somewhere in the computer in its memory, and now I'm going to go back to Google Maps. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right in the beginning when it says home sweet home, because that's sort of letting my reader know that Novi is very welcoming. So I'm going to find a space, click on the image, and there's that URL. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste it on right there and click OK. So now if I scroll down, it says Novi welcomes you. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add some color and some personality to what I wrote. First of all, I'm going to make this, you can change the font, you can make it a little different. They don't have a lot of choices, but there are some choices. I'm going to change this to make it a little different, and I'm going to change the size and just make it big because I want them to know that Home Sweet Home is Novi to me. Now I'm not going to make everything big because I want it to have some personality. What I'm going to do here, I think, is actually make each paragraph heading a little different. Changes the topic a little bit more. I'm going to take away any empty space that I have, because if I have a lot of white space, the reader might think they're already done reading my information. This talks about forests and climate. That's really important. So what I'm going to do with that is just change the color on that as well. I might even bold it. I'm going to make sure the formatting looks really good, that it's not a lot of spaces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, this one is known for shopping. So Novi is known. This is a new paragraph. So actually I might indent that. Okay. Education. I'm going to change that into a different color. Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of space here. I want to make sure I take that space out. I'm going to put a space in between each paragraph so the reader has an idea, but I'm also going to add a little bit of color just to let the reader know that we're changing from one topic to the next. I think the fun part will be choosing my colors, but I don't want to get too hung up on that because I have a lot to do still. This is a did you know fact, so what I might want to do is definitely make that a different color. Last but not least, the last thing I want to show you for this part, oh wait, I haven't forgotten, I got to add a little bit of sizing with this one. Oh, that's too big. So I'm going to actually add a color to that. The come and enjoy piece I might make a little bit bigger. Okay. The last piece I really want to point out to you is the sources. One thing that really makes it easier for people is to know that you can link it up to a different source. I actually got a lot of my information from a book, and I actually pulled this up on Amazon. Okay, so they can have a chance if they wanted to purchase that book or get an idea. I found a web page for it, and notice there's a URL address, and I'm going to copy, and I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to click on, I'm going to highlight the title of the book and click on this link piece. Again, it's waiting for an address, and I'm going to paste it. That's going to be highlighted so it knows, so when they're done, if they want to go back to that page and look up that book, they can do that. I'm going to move that, and there's an official website that I also got some information about the government from. So I'm going to highlight that information, and there's the website. I'm going to copy it, then go back to Google Maps, and it's highlighted, and I'm going to click on the link and paste it. So now if they want to go there, they can click on it and it'll take them directly to it. It's great advertising, especially for Novi and getting people to even learn more information. So I'm going to quickly double check everything one last time, and then I'm going to click OK. There's my icon, and I'm going to double check, so if I click on that, there we are. There's my information. Now it's not going to look like this on the actual map. What I'm going to do is click on OK and click on Saved and Done. So now if I click on this icon right over here, it's going to take me straight to where it's at, and I'll be able to look it up. Hopefully that'll help you get started, and if there are any questions you can ask me during class.